Aloha. So, welcome to Saturday, September 5th. I'm a little bit tired today. Very, very long day. I'll explain why. Got up early. Like I said yesterday, we're going to go scuba diving and we get up, we get our dive stuff, head up to our dive spot, and my really good friend, who's probably my best male friend on the island, super cool, smart guy. He is carrying both his girlfriend's tank and his tank. And they're not huge tanks, but I think the pressure on them is 3,000 um, psi. So it's been a long time since I've taken my diving course. I don't know how many liters that is or whatever, the capacity, the volume of air. They are heavy as. So I feel so sorry for him. He tries to go over the wall and slips, and his right shin catches this rock wall and just like imagine Play-Doh or putty or aluminum foil being like scrunched up like you're scraping paint. It's like that, but flesh, like this big, just in this triangular shape. Oh, so we load everything back in the car, head back down to Oahu, and thank goodness he was able to get stitches. Played some board games, which felt fantastic, and maybe some of you started playing board games before the pandemic. I played, or during the pandemic, I played before. I really love them, so I'm glad I have a group of friends who do enjoy board games. It's a great way to laugh and enjoy one another's company. Um, can't spend all the time doing super extra sporty stuff. Where my I ended up still diving with his girlfriend, and my other friend isn't certified, so she just snorkeled, but we swam. It was, yeah, it felt like a kilometer or more with the scuba gear where we ended up diving at. Um, while my friend was getting stitches. Still a beautiful place. Not where we wanted to go, and it was a lot more work to get in there. But just very grateful for the day. Very grateful for laughing and enjoying with my friends earlier because my grandmother died last night, and they say that the relationships that we have as adults are are reflections that of relationships that we had as children or growing up, our familiar relationships. My grandmother was basically my mother to me, and my grandfather was basically my father. And so summers with them were very, very special. And for a number of years, I felt that I let my grandmother down. And I know deep down inside that's not true. I know deep down inside that she really loved me, no matter what, unconditionally. And I'll miss her a lot. She was she's a very, very strong woman who, you know, if she had been born today, she would have kicked so much ass in so many ways. But sort of a circumstance at the time, she got married at maybe 14 years old, lived with my grandfather all that time, you know, didn't think of leaving him. They never thought of separate. Maybe they did, right? But they stuck through it for, oh God, like 60, 70 years. They were married 80 years, like a long time. Yeah, 70 some years they were married, and she at some point back in the whenever. I'm gonna go kill a cockroach. Just 1 second. The following essay is titled Why, I want to grow up and have money so I can live in a cleaner, better, more hermetically sealed and away from cockroaches place in Hawaii because the reality is there are lots of cockroaches here in Hawaii. So yeah, way back in the day, um, my grandfather was like, "I'm the man. I make money. You're a woman. You're not going to make money. Don't go back to work, and don't go to work." And she actually went to school, to some like business college. I'm guessing some point in the 60s or 70s. Started working for Prudential. And so, she got fantastic health care. And then, a later time, my grandfather lost his textile job, and then he became a fantastic, just superb potter over the years. I mean, the things that the man could create with his hands. Um, but to have that kind of strength to raise two kids and then go, um, and then start a working career, 20 some 30 years after you get married at 14 is fantastic, and to stand up and have some balls. So super smart, super amazing woman. And she taught me a lot about life and love, and I will miss her. And I you know am releasing some of the shame and the guilt that I have, of not living up to her standard. I mean, that's the standard that I put on myself of her, right? Because all at the end of the day, she wanted me to be happy, and it's interesting because I've had the thought, this thought in the back of my head that she's been she's been sick for a while, and been kind of losing her memory for a while, and like that maybe in some way, spiritual way or whatever, she was holding on, you know, to know that I am doing all right in my life. And the last couple days, I've been saying this to you guys. I really do feel a lot better. I really do feel this cleaning energy and a lot of change, a lot of positive change. And once you start getting into these higher vibrations, once you start becoming a really a different person, it takes work to go back. It takes a lot of work to go back because you don't want to go back. You realize maybe I should delete those strippers from Instagram because maybe I should just delete Instagram because there are a lot of women out there in the world. Other people aren't going to make you happy or love you any more than you can yourself. And while strippers and sex workers are really great, beautiful, amazing people, um, Jesus Christ, there's another cockroach. Is it still alive? I thought I really smashed it. Hold on. Jesus, that was like Frankenstein cockroach. That was just, it was like its guts were hanging out of its sides, like, and it was like, and then tried to run under my yoga mat, and then it tried to run like back underneath the paper. I don't know if it was alive or it was just and I like squishing its head, and it's like getting through the napkin, it's like all over my paper, and then I'm like put it in the trash can, and then it's like I can't tell if it's like paper that is falling around in the trash can, like, or if the cockroach is still somehow fucking moving. But at this point in my life, looking for someone and people that continually elevate my vibration to where I really want to be. And strippers are a little bit too party for me at this point in my life. So if you're a stripper, you're a really beautiful and amazing person. I'm sure I dated a stripper before, and she was great. Um, but end of the day, it's me. I am uncontrollable around strippers, so no more strippers. What were we talking about? Cockroaches, strippers, being a better person. Grandma, yes, Grandma, love strippers. Sure, you would have been an amazing one in your life too, but that's not the way he raised me. So the point is, I guess thinking about this just now, while I was journaling, it's like, maybe kind of like Yogananda in a way, right? Where he's writing about yogis or visions that he's had himself, where the yogi appears before him, where like someone can, is has this like astral projection kind of like power, and I've been noticing in my life a lot more synchronicities and a lot more like weirdly psychic things. Like I lent my friend my surfboard the other day, and about 2 weeks before I lent him my surfboard, I was locking it up, and I was like, okay, I'll check the lock, and I never checked the lock. I checked the lock, and um, it actually hadn't locked. It just looked like it locked, and I almost texted him. And then he borrowed the board for a couple of days anyway, and I almost texted him then, and then I was cycling down to get my board and go surf the other day, and as I passed by the surfboard, um, I, uh, I exclaimed, and because I thought maybe he was on my surfboard, right, and he didn't ask me, and I was like, my surfboard better fucking be there, and park the bike, go over and pick up my board. It's unlocked. It's still there. Tons of gratitude for being there. Thank you, universe. It's just like one of these weird synchronicity, like psychic things that happens, and I mentioned this before, the people that we run into our lives, they're inside of us. So my grandmother is inside of me. All those lessons that she taught me, she's in there. Her energy is in there. It's part of me. I grew up with it. And I'll die with that energy as well. And hopefully I will pass, some of her goodness on to other people through my thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Um, but last night, walking back from my kitchen, I just had this thought about my grandmother. Like, I hope she's okay. I hope she's still alive. But, you know, if she dies, I know that I'm going to be okay. And because eventually she will be. And I'll be okay alone. And I, thanked her for everything that she did. And it was a really brief thought, and I forgot about it until today when I got the text message from my cousin that she had passed last night. So, um, maybe that was her reaching out through like time and space, telling me that she loved me one last time. And all that spiritual hippie stuff is real, and so another plane of dimension. And we'll see. I know I have a latent processing of emotion. Like something happens and then it gets processed later. So I'm sure that'll come up at some point. Today was a great day. I'm happy to have great friends, and I'm happy to be at a point in my life where, Grandma, I will be okay. And I'm going to make you and myself proud, and Grandpa proud, and the universe very proud, and take the lessons that you taught me and continue to grow and be an amazing, wonderful, grounded, loving, patient, kind person. So, ask yourself often, am I observing the situation accurately, or am I projecting how I feel onto what is happening? Sometimes we feel like exploding, not because of anything or to hurt anyone, but simply because we are growing, releasing, letting the old parts die, so that the new habits, the new ways of being, have space to live, shedding. And I think that she knew that I would be okay. And I think that she was waiting to see that I would be okay. Sometimes deeper mental clarity is preceded by great internal storms. Healing yourself can be messy. Seeing yourself through honesty can be jarring and tough. It can even temporarily cause imbalance in your life. It is hard to work to open yourself up to release your burdens. Like removing thorns from your body, it may hurt at first, but is ultimately for your highest good. The dark clouds of rainfall are necessary for new growth. And just because I thought of reading 5 tonight, I'm going to read one more. An apology to past lovers. I wasn't ready to treat you well. I didn't know love was meant to be selfless. I didn't know my pain had control over my actions. I didn't know how far away I was from myself and how that distance always kept us miles apart. Blind heart. So, have a beautiful day, everyone. Aloha.